Honey, you'll never be able to build a healthy relationship by competing with him. The only way you'll be able to build a healthy relationship is by complimenting him. So let him do his thing, support him, admire him, respect him, be there for him, and be a good woman to him. And that way your relationship will always thrive.
Woman text guy, I just wanted to tell you, this past year has been nice. Going into 2026, I want to know if you saw a wife in me. Okay, they must have been dating for a while. The guy responds, yes, but I'm not ready for marriage yet. Uh-oh, this is going to create a problem. The woman responds, that's fine, and you have the right. I wanted to tell you, if you're not going to get engaged to me in 2026, what is the goal for this relationship? Dang, I wonder how long they've been dating for her to say all that. The guy responds, where is this coming from? The woman responds back, I'm almost 40 and I want a husband and kids, a family. Oh yeah, she at that age when she feel like she got to rush because she feel like that clock is ticking. The man responds back, I want a wife and family too. I don't want to rush it. You were with your ex 7 years ago and no ring. I get it, but rushing me won't help. You were with the man for 7 years. He didn't give you no ring. Now you trying to rush the next guy? Oh, okay. She responds back, that's the thing. My ex wants marriage. Wait, what's she trying to say? The man responds back, what are you talking about? That's what this is? Your ex came back into your life, so it's out of me and him, right? Oh, hell no. This woman about to have these men competing. The woman responds back, no, we didn't leave on bad terms. We just wasn't ready. I want to be a wife and I don't want a long ass relationship. I already done it before. Wait, we wasn't ready or he wasn't ready? The guy responds back, so if I say I'm not proposing to you in 2026, what happens next? I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing there. She responds back, I don't know. Are you saying you're not? Oh, good move. Good move. He responds back, yes. She responds back, okay. He responds back, what does okay mean? She responds, I have a huge decision to make and I need time to make it. You either gonna be with your ex or you're gonna be with me. Which one is it? The guy responds back, let me help you. Go back to him. I'm good over here. I know that's right. She responds back, just like that? Yeah, woman, just like that. He replies, just like that. He continues, when it doesn't work out, don't come back to me. I'm done. I'm done. Check. The woman responds, okay, have a great 2026. And thank you for showing me who you really are. What? Woman, you showing him who you really are. Because why is you talking to your ex all of a sudden? You know what? He wasted 7 years of your life. You don't think he's going to do it again? The guy responds back, okay. Oh, yeah, he done checked all the way out. He couldn't even put an O in front of that. The woman responds back, Kay, that's it? Can we chat about this in person? You see, look. The man responds, no, I'm done. The woman responds back, what about our New Year's party with friends? The guy responds back, shit, already sent cancellation notices. The woman responds back, it's like you don't love me. Wow, you moving fast. Because he loves himself more. The man responds back, I'm done, and there is no need to continue speaking. Your number will be removed. Good luck in your marriage. Damn.
Sounds like something I would do. Sounds like something I did. You gotta move on, man. You gotta let them make their move, make their decision. And honestly and truly, you don't have to be a tough guy, but if they make that decision, they make that decision. And whatever decision they make as a man, you always adapt. You always adapt. That's it. All right. Love you. Be blessed. I'm out.
Be mean to your husband. I get this DM from this woman who said that she's so nice to her husband and he's so mean to her. She doesn't understand why he's so mean to her. Trust me on this. Men don't like nice women.
In fact, men, all they want is for their wife to be nice to them. They do not want to come home to a nagging, angry woman. They don't want her to treat him like he's got to immediately help her with everything or else he's completely worthless. They don't want to be treated and shown no appreciation. They, in fact, love an adoring wife, somebody who's happy to see them, who is sweet to them, who wants to love on them. I think that a real man will appreciate a woman's womanness, her femininity. And part of that is hormones, and part of that is maybe being a little neurotic. And so he might see that as a challenge, and he will take that on willingly, happily, enjoy it in his own way. But that does not equate to being mean to your husband.
So all the men from my previous post saying that they have found peace by being alone and they're not trying to date because they just want peace. Are you trying to say that we don't bring peace to your life?
Oh, they didn't try to say anything. They flat out said that they'd rather be by themselves and peaceful than to be with some of the women that are available out there.
I have to disagree.
Of course there would be some women that have to disagree with that statement because they simply cannot bring themselves to believe that many men, especially after seeing what's out there in the dating market, would rather be single, and they're actually happier being so.
I do not think that if a woman that you so desired was available to you, you would choose peace over commitment, sex, good meals with conversation, and things like that. So I'm going to call your bluff.
Some women simply don't get it, because none of those things that were listed are actually what brings a man peace in a relationship. And if we're being really honest with ourselves, most men can get all of those perks of being in a relationship without actually being in one. So quite frankly, ladies, some of you are going to have to start accepting that men can be happy by themselves. I know that comes as a surprise.
And it's crazy because a man, this is showing you that modern women don't listen. A man can flat out say, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. And like, oh, you actually do want this type of lifestyle. You actually don't want chaos. Oh, took me literally 10 years to understand that about my husband, but now I get it. We're doing just fine.
Does anybody else think it's weird that women can expect things from men, but men can't expect anything from women? Like, I seriously want you to stop and think about one thing that it's socially acceptable for a man to expect from a woman. Like, can you think of a tangible thing where if I got on here and I was like, hey, I think in a relationship that women should blah, 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 that wouldn't be problematic or red pill? Because from what I notice, it's like, it's okay if a woman expects men to pay for dates, but that man can't expect the woman to put out. It's okay if women expect men to pay all their rent, but if he expects her to cook and clean, he's a filthy misogynist. Women can expect a man to facilitate an environment in which they can become a stay-at-home mother. However, that man cannot expect her to become a stay-at-home mother. Like, do you see what I'm getting at here? Personally, I don't think anybody should expect anything from anybody. However, the hypocrisy is crazy to me. And the lack of acknowledgement in the hypocrisy just confuses me. It's like we have certain demographics here who are listing their expectations, but not being willing to deliver anything whatsoever.
Say it louder for the women in back. That's definitely going to get me in trouble. In all seriousness, this is what's so frustrating for so many men out there, because they're either trying to find a life partner through all of this stuff, all of the double standards, all of the negativity towards men in general right now. The fact that so many women would pick the bear over a man, or they've decided to just stay single. They've decided to remove themselves from the game. And let me just say that out of this group of guys that have decided to remain single, there's two subgroups. The one subgroup that is the large majority is the group of guys that are just silent about it. They have removed themselves silently from the dating world. But yet you hear about the smaller subgroup of men that are angry and they're putting out content. They're leaving the comments. But what women fail to realize is that this is a smaller subgroup. Most men out there are just so frustrated over these double standards. And if while being single, they've discovered peace and sanity, they're going to stay there. They are choosing peace over this craziness.
Women are not emotionally intelligent, and when a woman says that she wants emotional intelligence from a man, what she really means is that she wants a man to be able to change his behavior to make sure that she isn't the one being out of control with her emotions because she's not able to control them herself. It means that the men in their lives have to behave a certain way to essentially make her behave correctly, because she doesn't know how to control her own self and her own emotions, and she's not emotionally aware of things that are going on around her. Most women that scream emotional intelligence don't even know what it means. It means being in control of your emotions and using logic around situations and adapting to different environments, which women cannot do, myself included. When a woman says that she wants a man to be emotionally intelligent, it means that he has to just know everything that she's feeling 24/7, 7 days a week. And it gives her the ability to deflect accountability and shift blame as to why he doesn't just know. Women think that just because they're emotional, it means that they're emotionally intelligent. But the reality is that women use their emotions as an excuse for poor behavior, or they use their emotions to shift blame to the men in their lives for not being emotionally intelligent, when really men are more emotionally intelligent than women, and women don't want to accept that or believe that, so it's easier to just blame men instead. Okay, bye.
And I've said it in some of the other commentary that I've had. Women, a lot of these modern women, what they're doing is they're handing over responsibility to the man. I want a man that puts me in my feminine. So now you giving him the role and the responsibility to make you act like you're supposed to act. I want a man to plan the date from start to finish. All I need to do is get dressed and show up. He need to tell me what to wear. That's what they like. Tell me what to wear. Tell me where to be. All of that. I don't want to think about nothing. I don't want nothing to cross my mind. All I want to cross my mind is wear something black, something dressy, and be there at 8 or be ready at 8. That's all I want to think about. When we go on vacation, all I want to think about is pack your bag. Pack something for this day. Pack something like this for that day. That's all I want to think about. They're all floating. All of their responsibility, all of their mental load onto a man, right? And they get mad when a man doesn't do the dishes like they want the man to do the dishes. Oh, well, you didn't make a doctor's appointment. Right, because I'm doing everything else. Do you think that you might be able to do something around the house? Well, I'm working too. Right, correct. I understand that. And I appreciate that. But there's a lot of stuff that I do around this house you never hear me say anything about because I just get it done. And I don't do it for accolades. I do it because my family needs me to do it. Maybe you should learn that lesson.
There's just something about men sleeping in that I can't stand. Like, I get it, I'm the problem, whatever. But, like, as a man, why are you still asleep? You should be outside mowing the lawn. And you know what? I want to blame my dad because, dude, if my dad worked at 8 a.m., he would wake up at 4 in the morning. He had this whole routine. He would pray, read the Bible, take a shower, take forever doing his hair, whatever. And my dad always wakes up early and he's always getting into something, right? Doing the randomest things like fixing the garage or freaking, he'll find something. So I just cannot, I don't know. Wake up. Why are you all dainty still laying in bed? Why are you still sleeping? Get up. Go clock in. Okay, go build a house.
Maybe it's because that man is tired from working a full-time job plus overtime. This day and age, both men and women are tired. They both have a lot on their plates. So to have this backwards line of thought where he can't even sleep in one day or dare not even take a nap. Well, if it's the other way around, if it's you sleeping in or you taking a nap, well, it's because you're tired and you're working hard and you have a ton on your plate. Him, on the other hand, he's just being lazy. Sounds like a double standard, which apparently you recognize on some sort of level because you say, I know, I am the problem. But to breeze over that so quickly and then tell a man what he should be doing instead of sleeping in, I don't think it's registering. And a lot of men, too many men experience this time and time again in their relationships. They feel like they cannot rest. They have to be constantly doing something. Then you ladies are surprised that after that relationship crumbles and they end up like in a divorce, those men don't want to be in a relationship again. They just want their single peacefulness.
Hey, somebody in my comment section the other day asked me to make a series about the topic that I made a video about, saying that there's no reward for being a low maintenance woman. My lasagna's made. I'm not doing shit. I could start the series right now. Topic number 1. As a woman, you always need something. As a woman, you always need something. No, thank you no longer lives in your vocabulary unless it's something that you genuinely just do not want. But when somebody says, hey, do you need something? Are you okay? Yes, as a matter of fact, I do need something. I remember I was at work one time. The regional manager said, hey, I'm going to the warehouse. Do you need anything? I didn't need shit. I said, bring me back some pens because I don't want you to get comfortable with coming in here empty-handed. And I was at work. Even being a woman in your body, you always need something. You need rest. You need safety. You need relaxation. You need time to decompress. Okay? And even in your own body, you're not giving yourself the things that you need, right? You're not giving yourself the bare necessities. Somebody come along and ask you if you need something, you talking about no thank you? What are you talking about? I know, you're hyper independent, you don't want to appear weak, blah, 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 blah. Somebody offering you assistance just feels unfamiliar. And you're triggered. Your anxiety is saying, what does this person want from me? When they really want to lighten your load, you're just too afraid to let them. Relationships thrive in exchanges, transactions. I know it's a strong word, but that's how relationships are built, right? Because if you're the person that's always overgiven, you're creating your own imbalance. You're creating it, not the person who's always taken. You are. Being a woman who never needs anything is not going to get you anything. It's just going to get you overlooked. You're just going to be seen as quiet. You need something right now. You need a prescription picked up. You need them waters brought back out the trunk of your car. You need them took in the house, right? You need pads, right? Now you need a soda and you don't even feel like going to the store. You always need something, girl. Oh, Erica, last time I told somebody I needed something, all they did was throw it up in my face, so stop fucking with them. That don't mean dumb yourself down. That don't mean deprive yourself. It means just don't ask them motherfuckers for nothing no more. What about the people who want to show up for you? What about the community that you are curating? You want to deny them because of what somebody did yesterday? That's not fair. Erica, I don't want to be vulnerable enough to tell somebody when I need something. And that means you don't want to be seen. That support that you're always talking about that you don't have, you're never going to get it. Because closeness and intimacy is not built in hyper independence. You're going to have to share something about yourself in order for you to feel seen. And you deserve to. You deserve to. Tell me in the comments. I deserve to feel seen. You were not built to just consistently pour with no reciprocity. You weren't built to just consistently give, and never get a refill. For simply existing, okay? You need something, beautiful. You need something. Go make a list right now with 3 things that you need. Tell me in the comments 1 thing that you need. Are you coming to class on the 31st? I hope so. I love you. God bless you.
One in the comments said, my dad told me a man is supposed to throw his wallet in the door before he walks in. Simp. Another guy said, my dad asked my mom if she needed anything and she always said yes. He asked me one day and I said no. He looked me right in my eyes and said, if a man asks you if you need anything, you tell him yes you do. And he gave me $100. He's also a simp. Another woman says, I need a pedicure. I need my gas paid for and pumped. Lastly, a Dr. Pepper. The woman says, don't let them get comfortable being empty-handed. Somebody else says, I like to call it broken hand syndrome. My hand is always out. You guys are losers. Straight up. You guys are losers, man. There's no sugarcoating that. It's okay to say no, especially if you like the person. And the reasoning is, well, I don't want to be too much of a burden. Well, yeah, okay, I got it. But if you're always, I understand where you're coming from. I do. But you don't always need something. You can say no. That person likes you. They'll ask you, are you sure? Yeah, I'm all right. And then they move on, right? They're happy to do for you, but you don't always need anything. If that person likes you, you don't need to manipulate them. You can also, if you want to, after you realize the error of your ways, delete this video as well.
I'm so tired of ugly people acting like attractive people are ugly because they're mean.
Ooh, and what do we have here? Uninformed vanity?
Being attractive is a physical quality.
Correct. However, a person could say that someone being attractive is actually something that's multifaceted.
Yes, it is offensive when unattractive people hit on you as an attractive person.
Only to the self-absorbed. Because most intelligent individuals actually understand that a person is going to miss 100% of the shots that they don't take.
Ugly people would never understand that because they've never been hit on.
Really? Now that's some audacity. To think someone would go so far as to believe that whoever they consider to be unattractive obviously would never be considered attractive by anyone else for any other reason.
And every time a hot girl says that, people just come on and you're like, you're ugly. You're an ugly person on the inside. Like, do you think that people approach you based on what's inside?
I think someone needs a little reminder that while it is true that people are often approached based on what they look like, they are often rejected for the type of person that they actually are.
Let's stop moving the goalposts, and like, you can be beautiful and a horrible person. That does not make you ugly. And anyone who says it does is just coping.
Speaks the voice of experience in regards to coping, because for some it's actually easier to be rejected for who they are than not to be approached at all. Imagine that level of vanity.
I knew that men were stupid when they started advocating for mandatory DNA tests at birth. These are the same men who think that the government is lying about the earth being flat, that the government lies about the census, and that the government faked the moon operation. They will give the government full authority over their DNA to keep in a database forever and do whatever they want with it. But as long as it meant that women could make them pay $150 a month in child support, it's a win, right? The intelligent gender, everybody.
Somebody in the comments said, anything is better than taking care of somebody else's child. Facts. Somebody else said, I'm convinced y'all women don't have a working brain. We've all watched Mari say you're not the father plenty of times. Are you slow?
You know, I was wrong. Women should be boss babes by leveraging their husbands. And hear me out. Being a boss babe on your own, cool, I guess. It's not really though. Being a boss babe because you're giving your man more status by being a respectful woman by his side, because you're actually listening to what he says and you're doing what he says, because you're making him feel wanted, you're making him feel desired, and you're encouraging him to chase after his dreams so he can make both of your lives better. That's what you should be doing as a woman. That's the true definition of a boss babe. A boss babe encourages her man to do better so he can go out and reach his goals and reach his dreams and then make both of your lives better. Being a boss babe on your own is not going to work. But like that, with a man in that way, going to work 100% of the time.
That what men really feel most of the time when it comes to divorce is resentment, not surprise, not loss, not grief, but resentment at losing their very own personal absorber of all their negative externalities, their personal patriarchal absorber of responsibilities, absorber of costs. One need look no further than how most men behave in custody battles, and that is this. Most men, we know statistically, they do not show up. They do not contest the mother's custody order. They actually do nothing. And then, subsequent to having no custody assigned to them, they either come around and look for...
You guys cannot be out here telling yourselves that men are so resentful because, you know, they're giving up their unpaid labor. They're paying for it every single day when they go to work. They're paying for it every time you have a mental outburst about some bullshit from 10 years ago. He's paying for it every single time he misses a birthday or a holiday, or he can't be at a sporting event because mom moved so far fucking away. He is literally paying for the consequences of the woman's actions every single fucking day, and y'all never want to take accountability for your part in it. He's paying for it every single time he has to come home to an empty house with toys all over the place. He's paying for it every single time that child support hits and he has to pay for 2 households. And if anything, if men are resentful, they have every single right to be, because there's no way that he has to live like this for the rest of his life because of the consequences of your actions to not making the relationship work. And before you come at me with any kind of abuse bullshit, I'm not talking about abusive situations. They're paying for it every single time you're bitter and have to take him to court or want to take him to court for custody. Y'all never ask yourselves why these men have to fight for custody in the first place. And let's be so for real. The only people in these kind of equations that are resentful are the mothers that become single mothers and now have to do it all by themselves, even though they get government assistance, they get help from child support, they get all of these government programs to help them while the dads suffer in fucking silence. And y'all never want to talk about that. You're so self-centered that you only think about yourself in this equation, even though you created this entire situation by initiating divorce in the first place. But then you spew out this bullshit that men are resentful because they're basically losing their unpaid labor. No, what they're losing is a literal adult child, because it's been statistically proven that men put out 80% more income than women, which is why women fight so hard against 50-50 in the first place, because women can't even contribute 50% of the household income. And then guess what? That man will spend 20 fucking years building up his retirement, and y'all will come in after 10 years and take whatever the fuck you can get because you're bitter. That's what they're upset about. I don't give a fuck if you want to stay, if you want to go, but imagine building your entire empire for some bitter ass bitch to come steal it all. All because she opened her legs and had children with him, essentially. I'm just so sick of this narrative where women will literally tell themselves anything to avoid accountability for situations that they create. How about going to therapy? How about not picking horrible partners in the first place? How about trying to make your relationship work other than trying to dissolve the marriage in the first place and then having to take him to court in the first place? Okay, bye.
A lot of these women really do make life miserable for men. They really do. Like, that's why they say you need to be careful who you lay down with, who you have a baby with. Because a woman like this really can, and they very frequently do. They very often do ruin your life. Like they're a nightmare.
If you're having an argument with your man, don't bring it up in public and don't bring it up to anyone except him. Because honestly, that is basic respect. If you're mad at your man about something or you want to argue with him, don't do it in public and don't bring it up to any of your friends, your family members. It's none of their business. It's between you and your man. Have that dignity and have that respect for him so that he knows he can trust you and he knows that he's safe with you emotionally. It's that simple.
Men do not value convenience or ease. If they did, then why do so many marriages where the woman's main job is to make a man's life easy through raising his kids, cooking his meals, doing his laundry, keeping the house clean, end in divorce?
Some of what she's referencing is when a woman does everything for her husband and takes care of him so much that it almost becomes like mothering. I can see men kind of losing respect for their wife if she does everything for him, treats him like a child.
They love challenges and they love working hard to earn something. So be that to a man. Be his problem to solve. Be his challenge to win over. And take all of that energy that you've been putting into making his life better and put it back into...
The way she puts it is, don't give to him anymore. Start taking for yourself. I think that's an unhealthy message. But let your husband provide luxuries for you. Let him raise your standard of living. Let him do that for you, and then you can sit back and just receive that. Yes, that's good for both of you. Create problems and make his life challenging and harder. No, that's not healthy.
Men, if you're out shopping for anything and you see a woman that just keeps popping up, she's not just popping up for no reason. That girl is stalking you. She is hoping to God that you will say something. She's attracted to you. Say hi.
He probably doesn't care because, for one, he's not shopping for a girlfriend. He's literally shopping for something else, and he's just busy trying to find that something else, and then he wants to get out of there. Two, if you're the one interested in him and you can't even just say hi, because you could literally say anything to a man to show that you're interested in him and to start a conversation. But the fact that you can't do that, it doesn't bode well for a potential relationship where you're unable to communicate things to him. He would rather cross out that potential relationship. Lastly, 3, he's not falling for it. He does not believe you. He has been trained to believe in, quite honestly, the opposite, that women are not interested in him, because he doesn't want to fall into the trap of misinterpreting a woman's actions and thinking that she's interested in him when she isn't. And then he could be labeled a creep, which is interesting because it's her that's the stalker, not him.
Someone please explain to me why men are so threatened by a woman that is not desperate for a man. Why does it bother you so much?
In answer to someone's question, most men, in fact, have no desire at all to be in any kind of relationship with a desperate woman. because desperation just reeks of insecurity. And insecurity, in many cases, often leads to toxicity in relationships. And any person, whether it be a man or a woman who is confident and comfortable in themselves, wants to stay as far away from toxic relationships as possible. Although I noticed that someone didn't actually wait for an answer to the question. See this. And one particular phrase there really stuck out because I have been noticing it being used by some women as a way to apparently try to shame men. It's that confident women don't intimidate real men. But I would be curious to hear how many women can actually define what a real man actually is.
Would you take a high functioning man making $50,000 a year?
That wouldn't fit my lifestyle.
So you wouldn't take him?
Not because he makes 50,000.
Well, why?
It is
because he makes 50,000. It's because he makes 50 high functioning.
It's not the judgment of the dollar amount.
What is
it's
it?
because of where I'm at in my lifestyle. So it wouldn't be equally yoked. And so if I got with a man who was making $50,000, I would be the breadwinner and I would be taking full care of him because the lifestyle that I have for myself and my family wouldn't be fair to him because he would come in and he wouldn't even be able to slightly provide.
I wouldn't take a man and say,
but what I'm saying is, but it goes further than that because psychologically that would impair that man. I have yet to meet a man who doesn't want to be able to add or provide when he is saying, I'm ready to be a husband and I'm ready to be a father. Those men who are family men, not street men, family men, they take pride in providing for their wives. And so if that man can't provide, that is a direct emasculation on its own. Because what happens is psychologically, when that man cannot provide for a woman of my caliber, it affects him. As his confidence starts to dip, as his self-esteem starts to dip, at that point, a woman starts to lose respect because I can only respect you at the level that you respect yourself.
But you're not really a woman of any caliber. You guys think that because you have money, then you become a certain caliber. You don't. You just have more money. You're still a trash person. Not you specifically, but women that think like this. Once again, just because you make certain hand gestures and certain movements and stuff like that does not mean that you actually know what you're talking about. Once again, I'm thinking of a woman that literally retired her husband. She literally retired him on making more money than he is. I want to spend more time with my family. So, I retired him and now he works for my company. We work together. And I retired, my mom was already retired, but, I think they built her something. I can't remember what they did. Basically, they're taking care of her off of her income. Sometimes y'all are at different stages in your life doing different things. It doesn't necessarily mean he's not good at what he's doing. It just means he gets paid less. You might have figured out another avenue that might be more lucrative. There's just more money in it. Doesn't make you smarter than he is. He might have skills, and he probably does have skills to help you grow your business. If you have more money, he's making 50 grand. Think of them. You say, man, if I just had somebody, if I just had a little bit more income, surprise, surprise, you get a companion and you get the income. So now you've just added 50 grand before taxes that you can play with. Hey man, do you think that you can pay this amount on bills or whatever? However y'all want to do it. You take his leftover money because like in this case, you would have the bills. So you take his, like the leftover money that you have and y'all put it into investments or invest in your business or try to push yourself over the edge to make a little bit more because you have more income and you haven't emasculated him. You haven't told him that he's not providing, he's not earning or whatever it is. He is actually providing for you by giving his resources to make you a success, more of a success. You're actually now earning more because he's taken his income and put it towards what you got going on, helping you build your project when he could start building his own. Okay, she got it. I'm going to try to go out there and build my own thing. Instead of saying, hey, she's already got the ball rolling. Why don't I get behind this and help her push so this becomes a full-blown avalanche? A full-blown avalanche. Once we get that ball rolling, unstoppable. And we start making money because instead of one person pushing this, you got two people doing it. That's how you need to start thinking. I'm not telling you to go out there and get a man that's, well, actually, no, I am telling you, even if that man makes $30,000, you need to figure out how he thinks. That's why y'all are hitting and missing. Well, it don't fit my lifestyle. And what exactly is your lifestyle? And why does it make sense? Why do you need that type of stuff? Oh, he's 50,000. He's not gonna fit my lifestyle. Let's say you have a man making $50,000 working a 9 to 5. He's at home paying, let's say he takes over the mortgage or a significant portion of it, right? And he says, okay, I think I can take over the mortgage. I know you're a big baller, but I think I can pay the mortgage. That's about all I can pay with my salary. But, I just want to free that up for you. So, you're always saying when you go out on the road, you get these opportunities and you need a little bit more funding or you would feel comfortable. It's not like you don't have the funding, but you feel comfortable making some more of these business deals. So if I take the rent or the mortgage, let's say it's $5,000, I think I can pay that much. It might, it's probably going to take me out, but I can put that towards that. All the other bills are paid. You can take that money. And the reason I'm paying the mortgage is I know how to pay the mortgage. That's a payment for me, bada bing, bada boom. But you take the money that you're not paying in mortgage because you know your business plan and you put it to wherever it needs to go. So I pay the mortgage, you get that off your plate. I'm helping in the house, I'm providing, and then you go and take whatever you need and continue to build a business so that we get more money coming in. There's a plethora of different ways that a man can provide in a relationship outside of money. And if you talk to the man, then you'll know where he's coming from. Once again, there are teachers out here that don't make very much money. But if you sit there and talk to them, you understand that they're actually a lot smarter than you are. They actually have more advanced degrees than you do. I know you're talking about you're a doctor and whatever and whatnot, but these people have actually gone to the university. They've actually been in PhD programs where they've had to defend their dissertation. They're PhDs for real. So all of this limited way of thinking, and just because you slow your speech down and you speak intentionally, that's all great. That's all fantastic public speaking. But it doesn't mean that it makes a lick of sense.
I think this generation of men want to be chased like women.
Of course we do. Everyone wants to be pursued. It just feels good when a lot of people like you. But the problem is not this generation. The problem is your f***ing phone. The problem is you. Here's your problem right in the middle.
Like whenever I go and talk to my friends about dating experiences or their dating experiences, at the end, we just come to the conclusion where it's like they just want to be treated like the woman.
Now, I've made you a nice, clean illustration here with sharp computer graphics and explanations. Here's what you just said. What you just said is that you're kind of cute. We can give you 7 or 8. When you and your friends talk about your dating experiences, what you notice is that these guys want you to put in all the effort. Can you see why that might be, mathematically speaking?
For example, I was supposed to go on a date with somebody last week. We had made plans. It was very much so like we'll keep each other updated. And he was the last one to respond. And because he was the last one to respond, it was expected of me to go ahead and respond and initiate these plans again. What?
Right. He doesn't need to make the effort because he's got a lot of other women making effort. You gotta hustle.
I just think as a man, you should be initiating these things and also chasing women, not the other way around. And now I know that this is for a very select few of men, but this is just my hot take, and let me hear what you guys have to say.
Oh, so you do know about this. You just said it's for a select few men. So then what's the problem? The men who would pursue you are under here. You just have to get off your phone and get to know them. The problem is this. This is how you're meeting men. Let me tell you a little story about my life. This is a map of my life quality until about last year. So from birth until about age 22, this section right here, I had to pursue women. The world was more like this back then. But even here, you see how there's no red and orange lines? Those are the hookup lines. I still had to pursue women on my level. But then the world started getting a little more like this, and at the same time, I started taking care of myself. I put in the effort, and all of a sudden, I didn't have to pursue women anymore. I had a lot of options. This is an illustration of me at my peak, and here's me putting in 5% effort with, this is someone I had a crush on in high school who wouldn't have anything to do with me, but after I started putting in the effort, she was doing 95% of the work, and as you can see, she's a little frustrated about it. And then, of course, I got a little older, and COVID happened at the same time. I found myself down here in the not people zone without all of those lovely options. And then finally, I got big on social media, and now, well, you should see my DMs. Well, nobody should see my DMs, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of them. So I have been in and out of this group my whole life, and when I'm in it, I don't have to do anything because women are pursuing me, and when I'm not in it, I have to do everything because women are pursuing not me. So there's your problem. You think you're gonna get a guy to act like he needs you when he doesn't really, and you're gonna be doing all the work. So your solution is stop posting cleavage on your phone to get the attention of these men, stop doing this, and go out into your community where you can meet people, and then, instead of starting with men that you like, start with men that like you, and pick your favorite one. Or you can just keep being her chasing this guy. It's up to you. But under no circumstances is this guy going to start being a gentleman. He doesn't have to. Remember to like, share, follow, subscribe, and click the link in my bio for all my stuff.
I guess my first question is, are you comfortable laying like that? Does your neck not hurt? But all in all, it's a fantastic breakdown by Whole Math, right? So, you guys don't seem to understand that once a man gets to a certain place, then he doesn't really have to mess around with your BS anymore. And that's the hardest thing for a lot of these modern women, is they think that they're so special. Like, a man is going to abandon everything. He could see a hot, gorgeous woman, but then he's going to come to me, somebody that's not really putting in effort. Mind you, the hot, gorgeous woman is putting in maximum effort. She's calling, she's texting, she's reciprocating, right? She's doing the things that he asked. You know, hey, let's go out, let's do this. Hey, you know what? You paid for it last time. You paid for it the last 3 or 4 times. Let me take you out. Let me treat you. Versus you, all 4 times talking about, well, I believe the man should pay every single time. She looks better than you, and she's cooperative. Who do you think that he's going to pick? Who do you think that he's going to be more inclined to be with? You guessed it. The hot woman that wants to put in some effort. It's not rocket science. It's not.